Hi, this is Boki, and today I'm going to be doing my Top 5 Wednesday for November 9th. I will link the information for the Goodreads group below, where you can get a list of all of the prompts for this month. So the theme for today is top 5 characters who you used to love, and as I was writing it up, I basically realized that this is a list of fictional men who have disappointed me. So let's just start with the Harry Potter characters, get them out of the way, because all of my lists of characters always need to include Harry Potter characters, apparently. So there's two. First is Draco Malfoy. I think like a lot of people who grew up with Harry Potter who may have been swayed by Tom Felton being cast as Draco, I did go through a period of time where yes, I liked Draco Malfoy, and it's kind of more in recent rereads where I've been like, holy shit, this kid is terrible. I still have like my fandom version of him where like, yeah, I kind of am like, oh, he has a chance of redemption, but yeah, he's terrible. There's really very little redemption for him. He's just terrible. And then second, as always comes up, I feel like this is a frequent theme in my top 5 Wednesdays, is Dumbledore. And yeah, I mean, Dumbledore is that character when you're growing up that you're like, oh my god, he's like this old wise wizard, he knows everything, he's gonna save the world. He like had this huge plan, and it's now like when you read it and you're like, holy shit, he is terrible at his job. Like, who let him be in charge of a school of children? Like, if I had a kid and like sent them to Hogwarts and I knew that that's what the headmaster was up to, I would be so pissed off. He is really lucky that he is not starting school in the US with like a ton of litigious parents who would sue the shit out of him. Next up is a character from a manga. This is the manga is Paradise Kiss, which is this manga that I really liked when I was in high school. It's basically about the fashion world. It's this young girl, Caroline, I think her name in the Japanese version is Yukari. She is kind of swept up into the world of fashion as a model, and in it she meets this guy named George who's a designer, and he has that kind of aloof personality that is like super appealing for like a little while. As a spoiler, their romance does not end like happily. Like she has they both go on to lead very like fulfilling lives, just not with each other. And as a high schooler, I was devastated by this because I was like, oh, true love is dead. These fictional characters can't make it work. Like, what is wrong with the world? And now looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, she made the right choice. He's terrible. He's manipulative. Does not set good boundaries for their relationship. Does not like, it's not very straightforward with her. If I had a friend who was in that relationship, I would be like, yeah, you can do better. And my last two I think are actually really similar. They're the same type of like masculine figure, just in two different works. So the first is John Galt in Atlas Shrugged. So I mentioned in my 25 bookish facts about me that when I first read Atlas Shrugged in high school, I did not completely understand what it meant, and I think that explains why I like John Galt. I mean, when you're a precocious high school kid and you read this book that's about how, you know, no one values like people who are smart, you're like, yeah, I totally relate to that, except that, you know, you're a precocious high school kid and there's a lot of shit to learn about the world. I think the subsequent years after I read the book, I learned a little bit more of what Ayn Rand was trying to say, and I realized that basically her whole philosophy is, if you're smart, you can be a dick to people. And John Galt's epic long radio speech is like the worst mansplainer, like that guy who raises his hand to like at the end of like any speech or like any talk to ask like a 5-paragraph question that's actually just a statement because he wants everybody to hear his ideas even though he's not the one giving a talk. Like, that's what John Galt is. That's his whole radio address. And then the last one, who's in similar kind of vein, is Tyler Durden from Fight Club. I read Fight Club in high school, like a lot of high school kids and a lot of people in general. I liked it. I still like it. I think it's an entertaining book. Tyler Durden is this dude who's like, yeah, you all suck. It sucks to be a dude today, so let's beat the shit out of each other. And it's just bullshit. Like, if you want to like be that kind of cynical person about your like comfortable life, then do it. But like, I think the first rule of Fight Club should be that there's nothing stupider than Fight Club, so just don't do it. Yeah, so that's my top 5 Wednesday of basically guys who I once thought like had it going on, and now I'm kind of like, yep, they're bullshit. Full of shit. Glad I figured that out. Didn't date anyone like that. Got it together. Yeah, so bye.